When two people of the same sun sign get together, they share a very similar core energy. So one can in essence say it's like being in a relationship with yourself. So let's explore what happens when an Aries person is in love with another Aries person. Two Aries people get together, it is a combination of two incredibly passionate souls who approach life head-on. When they initially meet each other, there is a sense of mutual rapport. There is a sense of comfort, a sense of I understand this energy and I feel comfortable around this energy. What they see in each other is a kindred spirit who's not scared to live boldly and unapologetically. Aries folk have a sense of bright-eyed optimism and a sense of enthusiasm that not many other people have. So when an Aries meets another Aries, it can be a thrilling experience where they meet another person who shares their enthusiasm and zest for life. At the same time, they can both understand each other's impulsive nature, and each of them admires how the other is able to make these bold, rash decisions throughout their life without thinking things through or hesitating. In essence, an Aries finds it exciting to be with another person who wants to take risks in life and experience the true adventure and possibilities that life has to offer. Impulsiveness, competitiveness, and a desire to lead are traits that will actually bring these two together. But at the same time, what attracts these two to each other can be a source of conflict. Both Aries individuals will have a really strong ego and will be used to being the dominant force in their relationships. So when they essentially get into a relationship with each other, they'll quickly come to realize that it's not so easy to be the dominant force in the relationship, and there's a sense of competitiveness between them for this role. A big issue that can occur in this combination is that each Aries individual will really want to assert their will and will want to get the other Aries to follow along with that. But as we know, an Aries is usually the leader. An Aries is not the one that follows. So this particular dynamic can cause a lot of issues between them. Even though there can be clashes of ego and between their two wills, they'll quickly get over this, as Aries individuals are not really prone to holding grudges for too long. So most of their conflicts and disagreements are short-lived. An Aries person really has a young and innocent heart. And what they really want to experience is happy, beautiful, and pleasant experiences. So they'll quickly fall back into a space where they allow good things to occur in their relationship and not hold on to bad things for too long. One thing that keeps an Aries and an Aries together in their relationship is their dedication to honesty. Deception is foreign to an Aries, and they really value directness and clarity. The straightforward approach that each of the Aries will have really allows for a deep sense of trust to be created between them. What really keeps and glues this relationship together is the trust that they have. And both of the Aries individuals in this relationship will know that they'll always get the truth and honest feedback from their other partner. This openness can extend to all areas of their relationship, including their financial dealings. Aries individuals are usually not known for their prudence with money, and they're often generous to a fault. But they share a belief that resources will always be available when needed. And this is a sense of optimism that helps them weather any financial storms that they might encounter. Two Aries individuals will share a deep understanding of each other's need for independence and adventure. Their relationship thrives on the excitement of new experiences and the thrill of the chase. So even when they do disagree and butt heads, there's always a sense of mutual respect and an unspoken agreement to never hold a grudge between each other for too long. I've noticed a lot of people explain the Aries essence and the Aries personality as an extroverted type of energy. I find this quite interesting because I had an Aries best friend when I was in high school, and this friend was not extroverted in the slightest. They were actually incredibly introverted and shy. So it's important to note that not all Aries individuals are these extroverted, loud, intense, and fearless individuals. Some of them can actually be quite reserved. What often happens is when an Aries has a difficult childhood or is exposed to many difficult experiences throughout their childhood, they can actually turn out to become a much more introverted type of Aries. So these types of Aries folk can still have a very fiery and passionate nature, but they really hide it behind a mask that is usually well composed and reserved. But really, no matter how reserved and drawn in an Aries might be, when they're in a relationship with another Aries, this combination of Mars energy really creates intense feelings between them, where the Aries individuals will actually find it easier and find themselves more capable of expressing their burning inner emotions to each other than any other sign. So the one sign that's actually capable of getting an introverted Aries out of their shell, in my opinion, is another Aries. It's actually incredible how you can see an Aries who has actually silenced themselves and kept themselves hidden for so long come out of their shell when they're in a relationship with another Aries. Or even if they have a good friendship with another Aries, or might be close to an Aries family member. The biggest problem in the Aries relationship dynamic is who gets to call the shots? Who gets to say what happens next? Or who gets to say what happens in general? Aries has a very innocent heart, but they can also have an incredibly assertive energy. So this means that it's either their way or the highway. This particular dynamic can become very difficult when two Aries people are together, and the best way to deal with this is to actually set up a schedule where each different person is in charge and able to dictate what happens at that particular time. So maybe the 1 week, the one Aries in the relationship gets to kind of dictate what happens, how the schedule unfolds, and then the next week, the other Aries is in charge. Or they could do it that on certain days, the one is in charge, and then on other days, the other one is in charge. But the thing is, at the end of the day, both of them have to feel like they're in charge at least 50% of the time, or resentment and anger towards their other Aries partner will really, really build. And if they're unable to enforce their will, to be the one who says how things are gonna roll, even if it's not all the time, without this ability, this relationship can be very difficult and might not actually work. Aries individuals have a distinct way of doing things, their own way. But despite some Aries individuals having a very brash and confrontational exterior, they have a very deep need to be appreciated and understood. Between two Aries individuals, this mutual recognition of vulnerability helps them to navigate their power struggles. Living with someone as instinctively selfish and aggressive as oneself can be an incredibly humbling experience. And this can soften even the most hardened Aries heart. Understanding that Aries is the infant of the zodiac, symbolizing the dawn of personal awareness, is crucial. This connection to the sunrise explains their relentless optimism and resistance to negativity. Criticism or pessimism from another Aries can cast a shadow over their hopeful outlook, but their resilience usually helps them bounce back quickly, ready to mend any rift. Aries individuals particularly possess a remarkable ability to forgive and forget, and they quickly move past conflicts with a childlike faith that everything can be made right. But it's also important to bear in mind that handling an Aries with gentleness is really important, even though it's a skill that the Aries person often themselves will lack. It can often be difficult for an Aries person to treat others with the same tenderness that they crave. And this particular situation can cause quite a paradox in a relationship with two different Aries individuals. They each crave a loving space, but they also each struggle to provide that loving space to the other. Aries individuals can often expect their desires to be fulfilled and their commands to be obeyed without question. If one Aries partner is significantly stronger by planetary positions, the other might gradually feel overshadowed and constrained, leading to a sad transformation into a more submissive persona. One important thing about the Aries-Aries combination is that it requires a conscious effort to avoid cruel encounters that leave lasting emotional scars. Aries people can be quick to lash out, but equally quick to regret. I've noticed that Aries people really like to give someone a gift when they know that they've done something wrong. It's almost like a peace offering to them. It's really like when you give a child a gift and you see that childlike joy and enthusiasm on their face. Aries people love giving people that experience, and they also love experiencing that themselves. So they also enjoy receiving gifts, and they can quickly forget something that someone did to them that hurt them if that person gets them a gift. In the Aries-Aries combination, there will be quite a regular exchange of appreciation and affection through gifts. Historically and symbolically, the ram has been a figure of sacrifice, misunderstood and misused by those lacking spiritual insights. In biblical and mythical narratives, rams have been offered as sacrifices, their symbolic fates reflecting the challenges faced by many Aries individuals today. Despite their courageous and enthusiastic efforts, Aries people frequently find themselves misunderstood or unappreciated by those they aim to help. This theme of selfless sacrifice and the lack of recognition is a big aspect of the Aries experience. Despite their incredibly feisty, fiery, and aggressive nature, Aries people are actually vulnerable to being taken advantage of quite easily. Behind this fiery aggression and this tough facade is a person with a really soft heart, who trusts easily, who hopes, and who also believes in the good in others. This trait can actually cause Aries people to be taken advantage of a lot throughout their lives. An Aries is basically like an angry teddy bear. However, together, two Aries people can help each other avoid becoming burnt offerings to those who seek to exploit their altruistic instincts. An Aries-Aries partnership can be a shield against bullies and manipulators, allowing them to really stand strong together. The reason for this is because as soon as the one Aries sees that their Aries partner is being manipulated or taken advantage of, they will not stand for it, and they'll actually stand up and fight for their partner. One thing I really love about the Aries-Aries relationship is that these people will always understand and sympathize with each other's dreams and aspirations. They share a bright vision of what could be, and their mutual support helps them persevere. Together, two Aries individuals embody the spirit of tough dreamers who, despite setbacks and misunderstandings, will always find a way to try again. And in this shared determination, they are bound to eventually succeed, for tough dreamers always do. From the outset, an Aries man will feel a strong need to assert his dominance over an Aries woman, especially when she's trying to take the lead. Eventually, the male ram will demand recognition of his superiority, setting the stage for many dramatic experiences as he tries to teach her that in their world, he believes that the male should win. But an Aries man must tread really carefully with the Aries woman. He must support her independence, allow her to flourish. A wise approach might involve maintaining traditional gender roles in their financial setup. His income covering the essentials, while her earnings fund their mutual extravagant impulses. This arrangement helps solidify his role as the masculine half of the relationship, and it helps them avoid confusion about their respective roles. For the Aries man and woman to have a successful relationship, the woman has to let the Aries man take the lead. And the Aries woman needs to understand that this does not make her any smaller or less independent or strong. But it's more about understanding that an Aries man has a deep need to be respected, to be seen as the powerful one, and to be noticed. And if an Aries woman can really understand this incredibly deep need that the Aries man has, and work with giving him that, they can have an amazing connection and bond. But the more she resists it, and the more she actually tries to impose her will onto them, this relationship can be incredibly difficult. Jealousy is a very big issue in this combination. And jealousy can actually be a source of a lot of conflict and insecurity within this relationship. Each of the Aries in this relationship needs to figure out how to deal with their jealousy in healthy ways, because their jealousy can actually become the one cause that causes them to separate. The initial instinct of an Aries will be to control their partner and to prevent them from doing certain things when they're jealous. But the Aries-Aries relationship really thrives when they allow each other the freedom to explore their individual passions. When he's off chasing a new goal, the Aries woman must remember that she can't love a man who's not true to himself. If she trusts him completely, she won't regret it, as Aries men tend to live up to the trust placed in them. If the Aries man and the Aries woman practice the golden rule, treating each other as they wish to be treated, and if their mutual sun-moon aspects are harmonious, their relationship can mature emotionally and grant them the best gift of all, the freedom to be completely themselves without fear or rejection. Quarrels are inevitable, and in the heat of the moment, he might threaten to leave, but it's unlikely to be permanent, as once the Aries man has loved an Aries woman, other women may seem dull in comparison. The same goes for her. Other men will pale in comparison to her Aries partner. Any threat to leave is just an expression of a fiery temper, but not genuine desires to end the relationship. So this is the Aries-Aries relationship. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. Are you an Aries who's in love with another Aries, and can you relate? What has your experience been like? Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and check the link in the description to this video to see my socials and my websites and what I've been up to. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.